Très bien. Doucement, hein. Tu rigoles? T'aimes bien?
Inspiracije ne zmanjka, ne doživim zaostanka. Med dobrim in slabim do nas linija je tanka. Ne dvignem se iz šanka, kaj iz groba i kebana. Pogrez...
Dis-moi, vous l'avez vu ou pas mon numéro?
Là, toi, tu ramasses aussi.
C'est facile.
La queue, elle n'est pas très longue.
Ouais, il n'y a pas trop de queue, hein. Il y a plus de piles. Et de toute façon, on est 5 minutes, on est là. Oh, demain, non, même. Non, demain, on va les pirer. Ouais, c'est bon. On va chercher de l'eau sans savon.
Qui c'est qui a volé mes chips?
Hein?
Toi, tu fais la course.
On part là en bas,
Ouais.
dans le trou, on a été chercher le dossard. On monte là-haut. Regarde. On monte là-haut. Ouais.
Yeah, we are here in Evolen, like in the middle of the Alps in Switzerland, pretty close to my home. The day before the Red Evolena Swiss Championships marathon mountain bike, and yeah, for me it's something special. It's not a big goal of my season. I'm really here to enjoy some family time, to enjoy some time in the Alps around my hometown with my fans club showing up tomorrow with a lot of people I know, and a lot of people happy to have me here. So first, really grateful to have the chance to race at home for once. A nice training day today with the future generations. It's quite impressive to see all these kids looking forward to become a cyclist and to be as competitive as that, as young as that. Actually, that's the kind of races where I started to race, so it's also some good souvenirs for me. I'm traveling all around the world during the whole season, so finally having some time at home with my father, my mother, my sister, my little nephew, my brother-in-law. So it's really special. My nephew will be racing also tomorrow, so it's a family trip, and that's what I need to be competitive. Just missing my wife, but yeah, I'll see her in Colombia the next few weeks. But for the rest of my family, I don't spend so much time here, so it's really important. Yeah, it's the first time of the summer. I call it summer, and the weather forecast give more than 35 degrees down in the valley. So I'm pretty happy we can race at a high altitude. We are racing up to 2,400 altitude meters. Not quite low on the competitive side, let's say that like this, but I'm here to get ready, to get used to my new bike, my new material, my new tires, getting a little used to this technical downhill that we have here. Thinking about Leadville coming up as the next lifetime Grand Prix event of the season. Yeah, you know, Leadville last year was a race on the drop bar. On the drop bar I can handle quite well. I'm not really used of this flat bar, so the main idea is to get used to it, and then I'm still a roadie, you know, and facing in a lifetime Grand Prix so many mountain bikers around, it's pretty rough, and if I can avoid losing too much time in the downhill, it should be a good point for me. Now if we first have a small topic of the course here, it's like 65 kilometers, 62 kilometers, with almost 3,000 meters of altitude gain, so it's really hard. We have like 3 massive climbs from 1,400 meters in Evolen up to 2,400 meters, so it's really rough. It's either up, either down. I'm not a climber, I'm not really good technically, so, and it's the first step on the build-up in direction of Leadville. I will be racing here and staying a little bit here in altitude in Switzerland. Then I will go to some road racing at very high altitude, up to 4,000 in China. Then I will fly to Colombia, finally some time there, 3 weeks, and then also at altitude, of course. And then I will fly to Leadville for the final touch, and hopefully having my body fully acclimated and having the best legs and the best my body ready to rumble at Leadville. Now my bike check for tomorrow. First bike check on a mountain bike for this year. As you can see, I'm racing on a Santa Cruz Blur. Santa Cruz is the small sister of Cervelo, so that's why I'm racing on a Santa Cruz. I have the full XX Miguel SRAM E-Tape group set with a reverb drop seat 150 millimeters. I'm racing on some very special reserve wheels that I can't say more about that. Seeing some Maxxis and some Maxxis tires. Aspen 2.5 in the rear and the Aspen 2.4 in the front, both on the 120 EPI. In my tire I have of course some race sealants from Stance. I just spoke one word before about the XS group, but I'm racing of course on the flat tendon, so I don't need to think too much about my suspension. Everything is just automatic now. It's great. I have Prologo R2 in Italiano saddle. Classic, the same I have on all my other bikes. I'm racing on the Rome 3. Cockpit setup, it's still not completely defined yet. I'm still, as I said, I'm here for some testing, but I'm racing on a 100 millimeter stem with a flat board with a minus 17 angle. Mountain bike pedal, the X-Track carbon titanium from Look. My chain, a ring. I have a 36 chain ring in the front and a 5210 in the back. Chain is fully waxed by Silca, the secret wax. Speed sheet in for around the 3.5 hour racing tomorrow. It's gonna go. The shoes. I'm racing in the Giro Imperial 2 road shoes. They're much lighter. Here and in Valle Vallis and in Colorado for Leadville, weight is really important, so I'm gaining quite a lot of weight using some adaptators and some mountain bike cleats on the road shoes. Inside my shoes I'm using the Sonostar insole carbon that I'm using since 5 years in all my shoes. So that's my setup for the Red Evolena Swiss Championship mountain bike marathon.
Thank you.
Je suis tellement loin, c'est parti pour quelques heures. Écrire sur le monde, exilé dans simulateur, près des couleurs, trop sable en mouvement. Fonce trop pressé de plus penser, cerveau danse, donc à débrancher, tant de défense, plus rien de sensé, sort dans ma tête de bouche, faut que je me teste, que je l'ouvre, ok. Trop de questions brusques, beaucoup de presse, muscles, trop de...
I enjoyed the landscape, I enjoyed all my fans around. It's been a great day. I had so many people cheering for me. First time around here with this green kit. They still recognize me, maybe because of my name printed in the back, but it's been a good day, a great weekend.
Si on dormait dans un virage. Après, j'étais tranquille. Quand j'ai senti que je tapais dedans,
Avec des gants dégueux, c'est
Ouais, ouais, on l'a vu. Et quand on t'a vu la première fois.
degrés. Et vous étiez aussi à la Fourcla.
Ouais.
J'ai vu Colin.
Quand il t'a donné
Moi,
les
j'étais
Ah oui, bah oui, tu m'as donné la gourde ouest, je me souviens de toi. Mais-
là, il en a deux.
Non, ils ne font pas ça là. Ils font pas ça. Enfin, normalement, mais après, ils ont pas la race on this landscape, even if I'm born around here, right? I mean, I'm not a real climber. I'm not a climber at all. And I'm not really good technically in comparison with all those bikers, mountain bikers. So I knew I will have a rough day. I had like 8 days of a kind of middle season break the last 8 days, so I knew I will struggle. But it's been pretty cool for 2 hours, and then when I felt that I was hitting the when the pain went too bad, I decided to take it easy. As I said, I was position 7 or 8, something like that, and it's none of a goal for me to to take too many risks around here. So yeah, for me, as I said, my main concern was to get used to the new material, the new tires, also the heat. I never really raced on the heat this year. It's been the first time. Normally I don't get salty. Today I arrived like fully salted. And also the high altitude, it's the first time in months reaching that altitude, so it's the first step, an interesting one. When you will struggle, I struggle a little bit, but in the end it's for the best. It's a pity I was alone in the last downhill, which was really technical. I mean, maybe with someone will have ended up also completely alone, which is pretty often the case with me. But the first 2 downhills, I could handle the rider I was racing with. I was there with Wolf Super, which is was a legend, mountain biker legend. So I'm pretty happy about that. And yeah, I'm. Also, the conditions here, it's pretty loose gravel, let's say, cornering and stuff. Looks a little bit like Colorado in the summer, so yeah, it's been a really good prep and a good mental, especially mentally, to get ready for it. Not much, not much. As I said, I was P8, not far from almost, maybe not the podium, but at least the top 5. We are pretty close for half the race, and then I struggle in the heat. I had a little too much of a big gear. I was with a 36, as I said yesterday, and it was much like a 32 kind of climb, especially even for us. So I had to walk because I didn't want it to go too deep at that point also. So it's also on the balance, and yeah. But for the rest, I'm really happy. Small adjustments, also tire pressure, small thing that you never think about. For example, I did my pressure this morning with maybe 15 degrees Celsius at a different altitude, and then we go up to 1000 altitude meter more, and we get like another almost 20 degrees extra. So I just touch my tires now. They are like as hard as a rock almost. So it's also those small details that I have to take in consideration, and I need to learn from to be ready for Latville and the next important races in the US. I still don't really have the answer. There is the Road National Championships next Sunday, but I'm still considering it. Maybe I'll skip it. That's what I have in my mind. That's my Lieblingsrennen, I would say German, my favorite race, and especially with my one of my best friends organizing it. So that will be the only reason for me to go there. But I will, on one side, maybe prefer to to have 1 weekend without the race, because after that I go to Singen, close to the border in Germany, close to the border with Switzerland for a UCI gravel event, and then the race will finish around 1:30 p.m. and at 5 I'm flying to China, so it's a rough schedule as always, and I need some time to reset a little bit my mind and my body, so that's why I will speak with my trainer and find the best solution.
Quand j'ai vu la voiture.